Welcome back, everybody. Last week, we started off with our $100 challenge, seeing how we would do betting hypothetically with fake money on the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. So we're going to start off with how we did, and then we'll get into the Raiders and the Rams, prop bets, and fantasy start sits. So last week, we bet on the Saints to cover the spread at plus 3.5. That one hit. We bet on the Buccaneers to win. That one hit with a crazy, perfect time management drive by the GOAT and the Buccaneers there to end the game. And then I was surprised by this one, and I shouldn't have been surprised after watching that game. That was an extremely low-scoring game at the end of it. The 40 points on the over that we bet did not hit. So you can see the total outcome here was minus 78 cents. So not too great, not too bad. At the end of the day, the over on the 40 is what really killed us. So this week, we're going to see if we can do a little bit better on this Thursday night game with the Rams and the Raiders. So kicking it off this week, we got the Raiders at a -6 and the Rams at a +6 on the spread. The Raiders are minus 260 on the win, and the Rams are at a plus 215. And the total over-under for this game is 44.5. 44.5 with the completely demolished Rams offense and defense. We don't think Aaron Donald is going to play. He hasn't practiced this week, to my knowledge. It is Tuesday, and we know that they just picked up Baker Mayfield off of the waivers this afternoon. If you haven't heard about that, that news came in right around, I believe, 3 hours ago. So who is going to be the top performer this game? It's obviously going to be the #1 ranked running back in fantasy football right now, who is Josh Jacobs. This guy has been an absolute monster recently. He has been averaging over his last 3 games 150 plus total yards, including rushing and receiving. It's just ridiculous. Top QB this game, I think it's going to be Derek Carr, and obviously the top performing running back obviously is going to be Josh Jacobs. The only other competition is Cam Akers for the Rams. Look at these fantasy numbers here for Josh Jacobs over the last 3 weeks. 4 weeks actually got 19.5, 17.5, 45.3 and 20. Just absolutely ridiculous numbers coming out of Josh Jacobs. For the Rams, ranked 26 versus the wide receiver position. The Rams ranked 8th versus the running back position, but Josh Jacobs, I don't think he's going to have any problem against this Rams defense. I really don't. And then we got the Raiders ranked 21 against the wideout position and 27 against the RB position. So let's talk about the prop bets here for just a moment. Total over under. Going on this on the spot here, I'm going to go with the under this week, just primarily because of how bad the Rams are beat up on the offense and the defense. Obviously, give me the Raiders to win this game at minus 260, and I think they're going to beat the spread at minus 6.0. Start sits this week for the Raiders, pretty straightforward, nothing surprising here. Davante Adams, he's been on a heater as well. He's got 33 points in his last fantasy game, and then look at these numbers. He had a 10.9 in the game before that, but then 29.6, 23.1, 31.6. This guy, when he gets hot, it is just ridiculous how good he is. May I even say he may be the best wide receiver in the league, up there in contention with Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson here. So for the sits, we got Hunter Renfrow and Mac Hollins. No surprises there. If you are really hurting, and I mean really hurting, and you really just want to watch something on Thursday night, maybe Hunter Renfrow, but I wouldn't be expecting much. And then we've got the Rams. So Cam Akers, he did look pretty decent last week. He got 2 TDs, 18.5 fantasy points, but I don't think that's going to be sustainable this week. I think, if anything, Cam Akers is going to maybe get over that 10-point threshold, which would make him technically a start, but I still wouldn't be expecting much out of him without that touchdown, which he very likely will probably get at least 1 TD in this game. But overall, I'm not starting Cam Akers with any confidence, nor am I starting Tutu Atwell or Van Jefferson for the Rams. I think this is going to just be a blowout by the Raiders, and I think they're going to take it home and just completely smash the Rams, considering how beat up they are on both sides of the football. So here are our key props and bets for this week, again with our hypothetical fake $100. So after last week, we're playing with 99.22 bucks. And again, we're going to risk 35 here. We're going to bet 15 on the under. We're going to bet 10 on the Raiders win. And then we're going to bet the Raiders to beat the spread there at -6 with another 10 bucks. So we will see how this plays out for next week. And we will also be bringing you the Sunday night football coverage as well as a Monday night football coverage this week. So subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you guys back soon.